Hello, it is 7 p.m. Mountain Time on an extremely cold winter evening here in Salt Lake City. We're finally getting some snow. It's been snowing all week and it's supposed to snow all week next week. In fact, right now we just got a national weather surf warning. I guess a blizzard's about to hit us. In fact, it even said like, do not drive or something like that. So anyway, crazy weather here in Salt Lake. I'm going to get started in just about 1 minute. We'll give about 60 seconds for everyone to log in. Rob, my partner, thanks for joining me. Candy Clayton, you're the third one on. Sylvia, thanks for joining, Sylvia. Hopefully Greg's right there next to you. Again, I was speaking with Rob just about an hour ago, and he said it's about 30-degree weather there in the southern Ozarks in Arkansas too. Well, we're dipping down to the single digits right now, which is actually extremely rare for Salt Lake City. So it's a cold one, but I'm glad that it's cold, hopefully across the whole country, so you can all be sitting at home with nothing to do, twiddling your thumbs, so you can turn on this live right now, because I have something pretty amazing for you tonight. It's like, how do you present in 30 minutes something that can change your life forever? You know, let's put it this way. I've got 16 pages of notes right here for tonight's presentation, and I've got to cram all of that in a presentation that will be thorough enough to give you all a great education, but short enough to where you're going to want to share it with all your friends and family, and they'll be able to sit through and watch it all. But tonight, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Hold on, my printer is freaking out and it's bugging me, so I'm going to turn it off. There we go. Hopefully it'll be quiet. All right. So tonight, the title for tonight's presentation is Let Your Inner Light Shine, because I'm going to be talking about a product that I have done a previous training on, but due to popular demand, people want more. We're going to give more training on our amazing product that we just launched called Radiance. We named it Radiance. We didn't do it. I'm trying to remember who named the product. Can't remember if it was Ronnie or somebody from our wonderful partner advisory board. I know it was somebody on that board. And if you know who it was, shout out. I'm sure that Greg or Sylvia, you probably know who it was. Maybe it was Ran. I don't remember. But either way, it was a superb name because Radiance literally means like inner glow or inner light. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about tonight, is some amazing ingredients that actually at the cellular level can, oh, I almost made a claim. I almost said like reverse the aging process, but I'm not supposed to say that. But I will show you and cite some studies here on my last page that clinically like prove that that type of thing happens. So let's talk about that. So the key features of this wonderful product called Radiance is comprehensive cellular support. And let me explain what I mean by comprehensive cellular support. Comprehensive literally means like all-encompassing, because we're talking about not just free radical scavenging. In fact, on my intro line to this Facebook Live, I basically said, let's talk about the best anti-aging product on the market. It was so cliche, but I don't know how else to explain this product to everyone, because it's so much more than just an anti-aging product, but it includes or encompasses anti-aging, meaning free radical scavenging. In fact, it's 2,950% more powerful at scavenging free radicals than the formerly known world's most powerful anti-aging ingredient, which is glutathione. Glutathione is sold all over the world, and it's amazing for its free radical scavenging properties. And in fact, glutathione is like 300,000 times more powerful than the closest food ingredient you can get, which, by the way, happens to be clove oil. And everybody, I think, knows how powerful clove is. I mean, you put just a little bit of oil on your gums, and it makes your gums totally numb. You know, they used to use it in dental offices to numb the gums and whatnot, but it's a very powerful free radical scavenger. But 300,000 times more powerful than that is glutathione. And again, if you were to take 2,950% stronger than glutathione, you would have one of the main active ingredients that's found in Radiance. So to date, and it was only discovered fairly recently in 2005. In fact, I'll cite the clinical study that discovered this molecule. But 2005 is still relatively new for the discovery of molecules, so it's only like a 15-year-old molecule, and yet it's been heavily researched. So let's start. Let's start the presentation. My name is Dr. Tracy Gibbs. I'm a pharmacognosist. I'm the Chief Science Officer for LifeWise, and I'm going to start this presentation right now that we've got a bunch of people chimed in. Welcome to In the Lab with me tonight as we discuss Radiance, bringing out your inner beauty, or let your inner light shine. So, Radiance, key features, comprehensive cellular support. And I want all of you guys writing this down, because when people say, what's so amazing about this product, I want you to be able to spit out in like 3 simple sentences. Comprehensive cellular support, including mitochondrial activation, mitochondrial enhancement, telomerase activity, and telomere lengthening. And I'm not just saying that, I got studies to prove it, okay? That's the comprehensive cellular support. Number 2 benefit of this product is beauty from within. I have actual studies showing enhancement of fibroblasts in the dermal compartment, meaning gene expression enhancement for collagen production, for keratin production, and elastin production. Those are the 3 main components that kind of deplete as we age in our, they're the links that keep our skin cells pliable, soft, supple, full of moisture, things like that. So we've got comprehensive cellular support, beauty from within, and then last but not least, again, full antioxidant protection. And I'll go over that later on too. Now, I've already had some guys reach out to me and say, well, I don't know if I'm going to join the training tonight because it sounds like you're just going to be talking about beauty and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. No. Man, and I'm talking to you guys, all you guys, this is a product you all should be taking. In my conversation with Rob just an hour ago, Rob was telling me the benefits he has seen in just the 2 or 3 days he's been taking it. Now, that's not uncommon. People have been receiving this product for the last 2 or 3 days now, so some of you have been on it for 2 or 3 days, and I can guarantee you've probably already seen the results. You've probably already seen the moisture level of your skin increase despite this dry, cold spell we're having. Even I feel it in my skin softness and suppleness. Rob, I'll let him share his story at a later time, but yeah, he is. Now, I will admit, Rob's been taking a double dose. So have I. But that's because it tastes so good. It's hard not to have another one and pop another one because I love chocolate. It tastes great. But either way, he's been doing the double dose, and as he was telling me, it's just blowing his mind away. But anyway, those are the 3 major benefits from Radiance, all right? Comprehensive cellular support, beauty from within, and supreme or complete free radical scavenging or anti-aging. So let's get into the ingredients. We're going to start training. No. I want to cite the clinical studies first. I'm going to read off some of these clinical studies, and then we'll get into the ingredients, all right? Because I can't wait anymore. I've got to read these to you. And the science might be over some of your heads, so whip out your pencils and pens and notebooks, please. And as I cite some of these studies And what they showed, write down some of the keywords that you hear so you can then Google them and do research on your own time. First and foremost, okay, it suppresses the expression of MMP1 that causes collagen degradation. I want to explain that in layman's terms just for a little bit. As we age, our collagen levels deplete. Everybody knows that. That's why collagen products are like booming. Everybody's taking collagen peptides and spending $100, $200, $300 a month on popping collagen supplements and everything if you're over the age of 32 years old. But what causes your collagen to deplete is this MMP1. It's a gene expression that is a aging trigger inside of all of us. It's what makes us mortal. Why we're not immortal and can live forever is because we have these specific enzymes and genes inside of our body that at a certain age turn on, or some of them turn off, depending on the gene expression. And it causes us to, this particular one causes us to start metabolizing collagen. And we get these freaking wrinkles that I hate so much that I don't want to see on me. I don't want to see on anybody. But that's the first step of collagen degradation. This product has been clinically proven to suppress the expression of that gene. It increases type 1 collagen expression, especially in UV-exposed HSF cells. Again, in layman's terms, that means, you know, everybody says stay out of the sun. If you get UV radiation, it makes you age faster. Well, why does it do that? Because number one, it increases the free radical damage among the cells. But number two, it further degrades collagen levels. This has been shown to increase type 1 collagen production, especially when you've been exposed to UV radiation. Is that crazy or what? So double up on Radiance in those summer months, or if you're going on vacation to Hawaii or the Caribbean or whatever, take your double dose every day because it increases the type 1 collagen production, especially when you're exposed to UV radiation. Crazy. It prevents changes to the gene expressions in fibroblasts in the derma compartment. Now, again, in layman's terms, that's basically saying that in your dermal layers, you've got different layers of your skin and everything. And part of that is these fibroblasts. They're cellular structures that degrade when you're exposed to pollutants in the air, toxins in the air, ultraviolet radiation, things like that, all right? And again, there is a metabolic trigger as we age that turns that on, that makes that degradation faster. In fact, I remember studying, man, back in my college days, how like teenage girls, well, teenagers in general, girls and boys, develop a new layer of skin about every 4 weeks. That's just normal. It's like 3 to 4 weeks. So their skin always looks baby soft and supple and everything. And when you're about mid-20s, it's about every 6 weeks to regenerate a new layer of skin. When you're in your late 30s, it's about every 8 to 10 weeks. And by the time you're 60, it's like 10 to 16 weeks, depending on the person, to generate a new layer of skin. So this basically states that it turns off that trigger so that your body can keep producing healthy skin cells every 4 weeks like it did when you were back in your late teens. I mean, again, it's absolutely crazy, the studies that are on this particular, our hero ingredient. And by the way, just for those skeptics out there watching, yes, we match the clinical dose of this ingredient for each of these studies. It's simple. I'll be honest and upfront. It's 40 milligrams of this particular ingredient, and that's exactly what's on their clinical studies. Every clinical study that I'm reading. So we have the clinical dose in each single unit. You don't have to double dose on it. You don't have to take 10 of them in order to get the clinical dose. You only have to take 1 per day for the clinical dose. Now, if you're older like me, you know, or Rob's been double dosing, I would say, man, if you're 50 plus, hey, it doesn't hurt to double dose on this stuff, all right? I'm going to keep going. It inhibits the AP1 pathway and activates NRF2. That's going to be a key word for a lot of you because there's a huge MLM company out there that I can't name that talks all about nerf activation and stuff like that. It activates nerf-mediated antioxidant genes. In fact, it does so 3 times better than the most popular nerve activator out there. So 300% better, okay? I can't name any company. I'm not going to tell you the... Whatever. Google it, you'll find it. It enables DNA repair in keratinocytes, which, again, we're talking about the keratin, right? That is the elasticizer, I guess you could say, the things that makes your skin soft and supple, right? So it enables DNA repair in those cells, especially, again, once again, when they're exposed to UV radiation. It inhibits DNA fragmentation and LDH leakage caused by UV-induced cytotoxicity. So what that means is when UV radiation kills your cells, right, produces a cytotoxic event, what happens at that time is those dead cells leak these toxins, and it spreads to other cells. They call it, again, fragmentation and LDH leakage and all these technical terms, but basically UV radiation can create a chain reaction among the cells that as some cells die, it'll cause other cells to die from the toxicity of the dying cells. This particular product inhibits that from happening. All right. Prevents DNA halogenation and premature apoptosis in human keratinocytes. Again, that's going back to those keratin cells. It prevents premature cellular death in those. In other words, it makes those cells stay healthy longer. Okay. It eliminates the collagen breakers, or the MMPs, which protects existing collagen in your body. Now, I know if you're like 60, 70, 80 years old, you're going to be saying, well, I don't have a lot of collagen in my body, so what good would it do to protect what I already have? It's super important, because protecting what you already have, plus other ingredients we have in this product that will build upon what you already have, will bring you back that youthful skin and youthful appearance that every other product claims to have, but yet we have clinical studies on. Man, I could go on and on. I've got pages of studies here. I'm just trying to pick out the best ones here. Here's another one. It increases new collagen formation even under extreme exposure to the sun's UV rays. By restoring pro-collagen peptides, the anti-aging activity of L-ergothioneine, and we use a particular patented L-ergothioneine, in UVA-irradiated human dermal fibroblasts, via the inhibition of the AP1 pathway and the activation of the NRF2 mediated antioxidant genes. So again, what we're saying technically here is that this product is the bomb. It doesn't care if you're exposed to UV radiation. In fact, it thrives on UV radiation and actually helps promote an increase and regeneration of collagen levels when and even when you're being exposed to UV radiation. It's insanely incredible. So let's talk about our special blend of ingredients that do all of this. We call it Radiant Vita. Vita meaning life, and radiant meaning inner light. So bring out your inner light. And it's a proprietary blend. And our proprietary blend is a blend of ingredients that, number one, include a patented ingredient known as Ergovita. Ergovita is a patented, clinically proven, trademarked source of L-ergothioneine. And again, we're using a very high dose, 40 milligram dose, which you're not going to find out there in any other product. And if you do, you just find these generic L-ergothioneines that probably are junk, probably are synthetic, might not have. And I actually found a company the other day that was claiming that they had it in there in all their marketing material. But when I looked at the product ingredient label, I couldn't even find it on there. It wasn't even listed. That's how popular this ingredient is going to become. So watch out for frauds. And it wouldn't matter even if they're using L-ergothioneine, because we have the patented ergothioneine called Ergovita, and we blended it with other ingredients to make it more fully express all of those studies that I just talked about. We use another trademarked, clinically proven ingredient called synetine. I could go on and on and on about synetine. It's an ingredient I've been wanting to sell for years and years and years. It's developed by a company that I've got close relationships with. They've given us the rights to use this ingredient. It's not an exclusive right, but it's a mega expensive ingredient, and I highly doubt any other like dietary supplement companies are going to be serious about using it. It's a product that is normally used like in skincare ingredients for strengthening the skin, hair, and nails. In fact, it's actually called Synatine HNS for hair, nail, and skin. But it is a revolutionary skin care ingredient that was made to be taken internally to bring out the best your skin can have. So combine Synatine with the patented Ergovita, the L-ergotheanine. And on top of that, we've added cacao. And I mean cacao. I don't mean chocolate, okay? I mean cacao. So when people actually take our strip, and first of all, you see that it's brown, it's chocolate colored. That's not food coloring we're putting in there, and it's not chocolate we're putting in there. That's actual antioxidant-rich, flavonoid-rich cacao powder. And when it's combined with all the other ingredients, you get that cacao flavor. It's a little bit of a dark chocolate bitterness, but the other ingredients kind of help mask the bitterness just a little bit, and it tastes chocolatey. It definitely doesn't taste like milk chocolate, all right? It's not candy bar chocolate. This is the good stuff. This is cacao. Now, for those of you who don't know about the benefits of cacao, oh, hold on. I've got a whole page here of clinical studies, but let's just talk about like the major antioxidant, or excuse me, the major key phytonutrient in cacao that I love the most. It's called theobromine. Theobromine is a cousin to caffeine. It's not caffeine. Lots of people say, oh, chocolate has caffeine. Chocolate doesn't have caffeine. Chocolate has a cousin to caffeine called theobromine. Why is theobromine better than caffeine, in my opinion? Number one, because it enters the bloodstream more slowly. It stays in the bloodstream for longer. Like caffeine, man, you get that hit, and then 3 hours later, you get that drop. Theobromine stays in the bloodstream for about 6 to 8 hours, so it gives you this elevated awareness and mental clarity and energy, whereas caffeine gives you the super energy high, but then a little bit of jitteriness and sometimes flusters your thinking and things like that. Theobromine doesn't do that at all. In fact, my favorite part about theobromine is that theobromine actually enhances and increases and induces dopamine production. Dopamine, for those of you who don't know, is the happy hormone. It's the hormone that spikes when you give somebody a hug. After intimacy, you're high on dopamine. It's the feel-good hormone. When you do service projects, when you help people, you get a combination rush of oxytocin and dopamine, and theobromine enhances both of those hormones in the brain. So it's the feel-good hormone, all right? We also added to our proprietary Radiant Vita blend, or Radiant Vita. How are we going to say that, James? We need to talk about Radiant Vita or Radiant Vita. You got the Latin way, and then you got the American way. I'll say it the American way, Radiant Vita for now, all right? Anyway, we added amla extract. Amla extract is super high in citrus bioflavonoids, as well as one of the highest sources of vitamin C. Everybody, I think, knows the vitamin C is a good antioxidant, but it's really useless without the bioflavonoids. So we found one of the highest sources of the citrus bioflavonoids, which, by the way, is vitamin P. Citrus bioflavonoids obtained vitamin status, I think it was about 12 or 15 years ago. It's called vitamin P. And so it's necessary for life. It's essential. And why is it necessary for life? Because it increases collagen levels. And collagen is what keeps your cells bonded together. All right. And then we added a super mega dose of vitamin H, which is biotin. For those of you who don't know the vitamin symbols, vitamin H is biotin. And biotin is known as the hair, nail, and skin nutrient. Now, for those of you who have been taking the one recently, and if you're taking it every day, you notice that your hair is a little bit shinier, your hair gets a little bit thicker, you have to cut your fingernails at least once a week if you've been on the one, and that's because the one is also high in natural biotin. Well, when you take the one and Radiance together, you're going to get like a double dose of biotin. And you can't get too much of the stuff. It's like a B vitamin, and it is water soluble. If you get too much of it, you'll just pee it out. But trust me, between Radiance and the one, you're just going to get wonderful amounts of biotin that's going to, again, have to make you maybe cut your nails twice a week. But you're going to notice your hair is going to be thicker, fuller, more supple, more radiant, which is why we named the product Radiance. But again, so these ingredients, Ergovita, Sinatine, cacao, amla extract, and vitamin H make up the proprietary blend of Radiant Vita. I want to say Radiant Vita. James, we're going to call it Radiant Vita. It's a much better name. And it's more internationally accurate because Vita is the Latin way to say it. All right, so Radiant Vita is made up of Ergovita, Sinatine, cacao, vitamin H, and amla extract. Hopefully you guys all took notes on that. Now, let's go over some of the clinical studies. Hold on, I gotta find another page here. All right. Let's talk about two things that we haven't talked about yet. Mitochondrial support. When you're talking about comprehensive cellular support and anti-aging, so we covered beauty, right? Everything about beauty we already got. We got the collagen, we got UV radiation protection, we got enhanced keratin and elastin levels and all that stuff. Now I want to talk about something that is far more important than vain beauty, all right? I want to talk about beauty from within. I want to talk about beautiful cells and the inside of your cells. And inside your cells, you have mitochondria, and it's the mitochondria's job to like grab nutrients and carry it to the nuclei, and then the nuclei takes those nutrients and creates a tiny nuclear reaction. It splits atoms, right? And you get, for example, oxygen. It'll split that and it creates energy in the form of ATP. And there's a little enzyme called ADP synthase that takes ADP and converts it into ATP. There's this whole reaction that happens inside the cell that has to happen in order for you to be amazing and bright and function and hear and see and grow cells and all of these beautiful functions that our body does that we don't ever think about, but that have to take place. And it all starts with the environment inside the cell. This blend of nutrients that we've talked about has studies showing that it increases not just mitochondrial activity, but enhances redox pathways. And that's another buzzword that many of you need to write down and study, because there is another multi-million-dollar network marketing company out there who only focuses on redox pathways. And so if we have a product that not just enhances mitochondrial support, but also has studies proving that it enhances communication via the redox pathways to increase cellular energy and activity within the cell and the environment within the cell, that could be huge. I mean, again, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars of benefits. Companies have built themselves just around redox pathways, all right? So it's designed to promote that intracellular health and beauty. Now let's go one step further. Let's talk about the DNA level. There's been studies done on the Ergovita, which is the patented ergothionein that we have, on telomeres. And that's another buzzword I want you guys to write down, because some of you may not have ever heard of telomeres before, but telomeres, I wish I had a photo, but your DNA strand kind of looks like that, right? And at the very tips of your DNA strands are what's called telomeres. How can I think? So think of your DNA strands as like a shoelace, and that little knob at the end of your shoelace is a telomere. And as we age, and by the way, every time a cell divides, it takes a portion of your DNA to create an exact same cell. So the more times your cells divide, a little portion of your DNA is pulled off of your DNA strands to form that new cell so that it's identical to the one before it. And so that causes a shortening of your strands of the DNA, which is part of the natural aging process. Young people have really long telomeres. Old people have really short telomeres. And when your telomeres are gone, you're dead. You can't cellular rejuvenate anymore or multiply and duplicate cells anymore, okay? So scientists have been studying for a long time how to enhance or support. Actually, most scientists have been studying how to prevent the shortening of telomeres. In fact, a former company I was with claimed they had a product that could do that. You know, I never saw any studies on it or anything like that, but that's what the claim was, is that it could prevent shortening. In fact, that particular scientist said, wouldn't it be wonderful if one day we found an ingredient or did something that could actually lengthen telomeres? Well, guess what? The time has come. In fact, it was 2015 when there was a clinical study showing that this patented form of L-ergothioneine actually lengthened telomeres. The first ingredient in human history that could ever do that. And it's in our product, Radiance. It does this by two things. Number one, focusing on telomerase and enhancing telomerase activity, which prevents the shortening. But it also does it through DNA rejuvenation through this, again, healthy cellular support. If you build an environment for a healthy cell, your body does what? It rejuvenates itself. When you get a good night's sleep, your hormones rejuvenate themselves. When you cut your finger and you clean out the infection and put a Band-Aid on it and get some rest and everything, what does your body do? Your body rejuvenates itself. You have an innate ability for your body to rejuvenate itself, and yet most of the time, your body's environment within the cell doesn't allow that to happen intracellularly. It's always intracellularly, right? We can rejuvenate certain hormones, and we can rejuvenate a cut finger or a wound. Maybe, I shouldn't say maybe, we do rejuvenate broken bones, but at the cellular level, to enhance the length of your DNA, nobody's done that before until now. So again, we have a product that enhances redox pathways, increases the NRF2 support, mediated antioxidant activity, and we have a product that enhances telomerase activity and increases telomere length. That's all a bunch of jargon to lay people out there, but when you start doing the study and researching what those words mean, man, we have the fountain of youth on our hands, all right? My time is up. I could go on a lot longer about each ingredient. Maybe I'll take time in later trainings, not next week, Tuesday. I've already committed to train on something different next week, Tuesday. But join me in the lab next week, Tuesday. We're going to be talking about some other cool stuff. But tonight, what I want you guys to get out of this, again, is the three main focuses. Beauty from the inside out, right? Intercellular support. Comprehensive cellular support is the word that we're using. Supreme antioxidant support. And I'm going to throw one more in there. This is a unisex formula, guys, because guys have cells too. Okay, this isn't just beauty from within. This is something that men and women need. This is something that if you're over the age of, I would say, 31 or 32, you need this product. Look, all through your 20s and everything you can get by, unless you're a lifeguard, or you're out on the beach all day, every day, then you need this product in your 20s and teens. But I would say 30 plus, you need this product every day. And if you're 50 plus, maybe 2 a day, all right? That's what I want you to take away. And more than anything, I want you guys to share, because this is a product that can truly change people's lives. This is a product that you will see a difference with. And if you give half a dozen strips to a neighbor who has visible wrinkles, I can't wait to see their before and after pictures after 3 to 5 days. I want to start seeing those pictures rolling in. I want to see them all up on social media. Give this training tonight a like. Share this training tonight. Give it some stars. Do whatever we need to do. I want thousands of views on this training in the next week. I'd love to see it in the next week. All right. Thank you for joining me tonight. Again, this is Dr. Tracy Gibbs, Chief Science Officer for LifeWise. Reach out to someone who shared this video to you. If you've seen this video and you like what you've heard and you want to try the product, please please, please contact them. You will not regret it. Thanks for your time again tonight. Have a good evening. Bye.